Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
York to Boston, Massachusetts, and go out to the Berklee School of Music, where one of the giants of the music industry, a giant in the world of entertainment law, who is the associate dean or associate director, I'll get it right one of these days. As far as I'm concerned, he's a superstar, a graduate of Syracuse University, law degree from Case Western Reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Kellogg, Esquire. How you doing, John?
I'm doing fine, Doc. How are you today?
Hey, man, things are kicking. Well, Teddy Pendergrass's funeral was yesterday, and, man, we lost Willie Mitchell a few weeks ago. Man, I'm telling you, this is something else.
I know, Doc. I want to talk about that as well. You know, it's very sad that Teddy's gone. What a great, great voice. But anyway, to the 106.9 family, and Doc, here's your biz report for this week, a report on the business behind the music, because everybody knows somebody in the music business. Doc, I was just made aware that the group Dru Hill, remember Dru Hill?
Oh, yes, Dru Hill, yes.
Dru Hill is reunited and is recording a new album. The group will now consist of Cisco, Nokia, Jazz, and a new member named Tao. The group is signed with Kadar Entertainment, run by former Motown president Kadar Massenberg, and will release a new album called Independence Day on April 13th. The first single is titled Love MD, and I want to tell you that Kadar has been doing a great job with his label, Kadar Entertainment. He also released the latest album by the artist Joe that has sold over 250,000 copies, which is a very respectful number in today's record market. Also on the Dru Hill front, the group will star in the reality TV series Sweat's Platinum House. That's Sweat's Platinum House, produced by label mate Keith Sweat, and that will air on the Centric Network later on this year. And lastly, as you mentioned at the top, Doc, our sympathy goes out to the family of the late, great Teddy Pendergrass, another great voice, joining that heavenly choir featuring the likes of Lou Rawls, Barry White, James Brown, Gerald and Sean Levert, and others. Rest in peace, Teddy. Well, that's it for this week. Remember, every time the music gets played, somebody gets paid. And if you're an artist, songwriter, or producer, always take care of business and get paid, not played.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I was talking to some of our friends in the industry, man, and we were talking about the situation with Funkadelic, man, George Clinton. And,
I didn't hear about that. What's happening?
Oh, we'll talk about it, man. You know, he has some bad contracts with them with all of his music and all of the stuff that's being played, man. And his popularity, man, the money's not on the table for him, man.
Well, you know, unfortunately, George signed so many bad contracts during his lifetime. You know, George was, the Funkadelic were truly Funkadelic. They were a little crazy, too.
Yes, so. They were beyond crazy.
You know, I like to say that George sold his publishing to whoever came with some money. I'll be frank with you. And so he's got a lot of convoluted contracts out there, and it's going to create a problem. I've gotten calls from some of the members of the group myself. And
okay.
There's really a maze of contracts that were executed by George that really gave away a lot of his publishing rights, a lot of the other songwriters' publishing rights, and it's very tough legal entanglement there. It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough, but George is still kicking, man. He's
fucking
sure Parliament. And I think George's about 68 or 69 years old, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is. But, you know, he does very well on the road. I know when I was in Denver, Colorado, he'd come through Denver many times, and that's kind of a remote market for him to come through a couple of times a year, let you know that he's making a lot of money on the road, which is great. That keeps money in his pocket.
Okay, hey, John, stay on the line. Give me about one more minute. A young lady wants to talk to you. John Kellogg, checking in from Boston, Massachusetts, and the Berklee School of Music. John is the genius of the music industry in the area of entertainment law.
All right, so get to all the Syracuse University alums throughout the world. Checking out Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9 Old School Sunday. On a big bad Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rick Wright live and well in Syracuse here at Power 106.9 Radio. Do it.
The network reminds you that you too may call in to Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.